I told you, I will not tolerate this woke nonsense in my house. You and your friend can take your liberal agenda and get out.
I was 27 years old when my sister deliberately outed me to my conservative Christian employer and got me fired. It was March 2018, and I was living what I thought was a carefully balanced life in Nashville, Tennessee. By day, I was Ashley Clark, marketing manager at Covenant Christian Publishing, a mid-sized religious publishing house that produced devotionals, Bible study guides, and inspirational books. By night and on weekends, I was myself, a lesbian in a loving relationship with my girlfriend Lauren, living quietly in her studio apartment in East Nashville. The separation was necessary. Nashville wasn't San Francisco or New York. It was the buckle of the Bible Belt, a city where church attendance mattered, where Christian values were assumed, where being openly gay could cost you professionally. Especially in my industry. I'd been at Covenant for 3 years, working my way up from marketing coordinator to manager. I made $68,000 a year, had good benefits, and was being considered for a director position that would come with a significant raise. I was good at my job. Really good. Our social media engagement had tripled under my leadership. Our book launches were consistently successful. My boss loved me. But I was very, very careful. I never mentioned my personal life at work. When coworkers asked about my weekend, I was vague. Quiet. Relaxing. Caught up on errands. I didn't connect with anyone from work on social media. I kept my Instagram private and made sure no one from Covenant could see it. I went to the occasional company prayer meeting and bowed my head respectfully. I didn't rock the boat. Lauren understood. She was a freelance graphic designer, worked from home, didn't have the same constraints I did. She hated that I had to hide, but she got it. One day we'll move somewhere you can be yourself, she'd say. Maybe Portland. Or Austin. Somewhere you don't have to pretend. One day, I'd agree. But privately, I wondered. My whole life was in Nashville. My job. My apartment. My routine. Moving felt impossible. That Saturday in March started like any other weekend. Lauren and I went to brunch at a cute place in Germantown, one of the more liberal neighborhoods where we felt safe being ourselves. The food was good, the mimosas were flowing, and we were happy. Lauren took a photo of me laughing at something she'd said. Then she leaned over and kissed my cheek while holding her phone up for a selfie. I didn't think anything of it. We took photos together all the time. What I didn't realize was that she'd posted it to her Instagram story. Just a quick story, the photo of her kissing my cheek, with the caption "Love this woman" and a rainbow emoji and a heart emoji. It was visible for 24 hours. I didn't notice. I rarely looked at Instagram stories, and I definitely didn't check to see what Lauren was posting. I trusted her to be discreet. But my sister Megan saw it. Megan was 3 years older than me, 30 years old, married to a youth pastor named Brad, and one of the most conservative people I knew. She volunteered with the local Republican Party, attended a mega church, and posted constantly on Facebook about Christian values and traditional family and the importance of biblical living. She also followed me on Instagram. I'd accepted her follow request years ago, back when I wasn't as careful, and had never thought to remove her. My Instagram was private, and I rarely posted anything revealing. I thought I was safe. I was wrong. Sunday afternoon, my phone rang. Megan's name on the screen. We talked maybe once a month, usually awkward conversations about family stuff. I almost didn't answer, but guilt got the better of me. "Hey Megan, what's up? We need to talk. Now." Her tone made my stomach drop. "About what?" "About your lifestyle. And your job. I saw Lauren's Instagram story yesterday." "Oh no. Oh no no no. What story?" "Don't play dumb with me, Ashley. The one where she's kissing you. Where she calls you this woman with a rainbow emoji." You're in a relationship with her. A same-sex relationship. I closed my eyes. Lauren was in the other room, working on a design project. I walked to the bedroom and closed the door. Megan, my personal life is private. Private? You're living in sin. And you work at a Christian publishing company. Do you realize how hypocritical that is? How dishonest. I do my job well. My personal life doesn't affect my work. It absolutely does. You're pretending to be something you're not. You're taking money from a Christian organization while living a lifestyle that directly contradicts their values. That's fraud, Ashley. It's lying. I'm not lying about anything. I just don't broadcast my personal life at work. Lots of people don't. Because your personal life is sinful. You know it is, which is why you hide it. I took a deep breath, trying to stay calm. Megan, I'm asking you, as my sister, please don't tell anyone about this. Please. I need this job. If word gets out in Nashville's Christian business community, I won't be able to find work anywhere. Maybe you should have thought about that before choosing this lifestyle. It's not a choice. I'm gay, Megan. I've always been gay. I just haven't been public about it because of exactly this kind of reaction. Then you need to quit your job. Or come out to them yourself. Because I can't, I won't let this continue. They deserve to know who they hired. They deserve to know you're deceiving them. Deceiving them? I write marketing copy for devotionals. I manage their social media. How is my relationship status relevant to that? It's relevant because you're representing a Christian organization. Because you're marketing materials about biblical living while living contrary to biblical values. It's hypocrisy. Megan, please. I'm giving you 2 days. Tell them yourself, or I will. They have a right to know the truth. She hung up. I sat on the bed, phone in hand, feeling like the walls were closing in. 2 days. She was giving me 2 days to either out myself and likely get fired, or wait for her to out me and definitely get fired. Lauren came in. Everything okay? I heard you on the phone. I told her everything. Showed her the Instagram story she'd posted, already expired, but still visible in her archive. She went pale. Oh my God. Ashley, I'm so sorry. I wasn't thinking. We were happy, and I posted without thinking about your work situation. I'm so sorry. It's not your fault. I should have been more careful. Should have made sure Megan couldn't see anything. What are we going to do? I don't know. If I come out to my boss, I'll get fired. If Megan tells them, I'll get fired. Either way, I'm losing my job. Can you find another job first? Start applying, then quit before anything happens? In Nashville? In Christian publishing or marketing? Word travels fast in this industry. If Covenant fires me for being gay, everyone will know. I'll be blacklisted. We spent the rest of Sunday trying to figure out a plan. Maybe I could find work in a different industry. Maybe I could move to a different city quickly. Maybe Megan was bluffing and wouldn't actually call my employer. Deep down, I knew that last one wasn't true. Megan was a true believer. She thought she was doing the right thing. Thought she was protecting Covenant Christian Publishing from employing a sinner. She'd absolutely follow through. Monday at work was torture. I kept waiting for my phone to ring, for an email calling me to HR, for everything to fall apart. But nothing happened. The day passed normally. I went home exhausted from anxiety but hopeful that maybe Megan had changed her mind. Tuesday morning, I was at my desk by 8:30, coffee in hand, reviewing our social media analytics from the previous week. My calendar showed a meeting with our editorial director at 10 to discuss an upcoming book launch. A normal day. At 10:45, my email pinged. Jennifer Huang, our HR director. Ashley, please come to HR immediately. My blood turned to ice. I walked to HR on shaking legs. Jennifer was there with our CEO, Gerald Thompson, a 60-something man who'd founded Covenant 30 years ago and ran it like a benevolent dictator. He was nice enough, grandfatherly, but very conservative. Very religious. Ashley, please sit down, Gerald said. I sat. My hands were trembling so badly I had to clasp them in my lap. We've received some concerning information about you, Gerald continued. Information about your personal life. I said nothing. Couldn't speak. Is it true that you're in a same-sex relationship? There it was. The question I'd been dreading for 3 years. I could deny it. Lie. Say it was a misunderstanding. But what was the point? Megan had clearly already told them everything. They wouldn't be asking if they didn't already believe it was true. My personal life is private, I said quietly. That's not an answer, Ashley. Yes. I'm in a relationship with a woman. Gerald's face hardened. Jennifer looked uncomfortable, wouldn't meet my eyes. I see. Ashley, you know what Covenant stands for. You know our values. We're a Christian organization. We publish materials promoting biblical living and traditional family values. Your lifestyle constitutes a direct moral conflict with those values. My personal life doesn't affect my work. I've been an excellent employee. That's not the point. The point is that you represent this company. You work on materials about Christian living. You interact with our authors, many of whom are pastors and Christian leaders. We cannot have someone whose lifestyle contradicts our mission representing us. So you're firing me. For being gay. We're terminating your employment due to a fundamental incompatibility between your personal choices and our organizational values. Tennessee is an at-will employment state. We can terminate for any reason, and this is our reason. I looked at Jennifer. Is this legal? She finally met my eyes. In Tennessee, yes. Sexual orientation isn't a protected class under state law. I'm sorry, Ashley. Sorry. She was sorry. But not sorry enough to fight for me. Not sorry enough to tell Gerald this was wrong. You have 15 minutes to pack your personal belongings, Gerald said. Security will escort you to your desk and then out of the building. Your final paycheck will be mailed to your address on file. Your health insurance ends at midnight tonight. This is because my sister called you, isn't it? Gerald's expression didn't change. We received information from a concerned Christian who thought we should know about a situation inconsistent with our values. We're grateful for that information. A concerned Christian. Not my sister. Not family. A concerned Christian. She destroyed my life, I said. You destroyed your own life with your choices, Gerald replied. Now please gather your things. A security guard I'd said good morning to 100 times walked me to my desk. Coworkers stared. Some looked confused. Some looked sympathetic. Some looked away entirely. I had a box of personal items, a coffee mug, some photos, my favorite pens, a plant. Stupid, meaningless things. The security guard watched as I packed them. 15 minutes. I couldn't even say goodbye to anyone. Then he walked me out. Through the office, down the elevator, across the lobby, out the front door. Into the parking lot where my car sat in its usual spot. I'm sorry this happened, the security guard said quietly. For what it's worth. I nodded, not trusting myself to speak. Got in my car. Set the box of belongings on the passenger seat. And then I started crying. Not quiet tears. Huge, body-shaking sobs that made me gasp for air. I couldn't drive. Couldn't see through the tears. Just sat in the parking lot of the job I'd just lost, crying like my life was ending. Because in a way, it was. I finally pulled myself together enough to call Lauren. "Hey babe, what's up?" She did it. Megan called them. "I just got fired." "What? Oh my God. Where are you?" "Still in the parking lot." I can't drive yet." "Stay there. I'm coming to get you." "You don't have to. I'm already grabbing my keys." "Stay put. I'll be there in 15 minutes. She was there in 12. Pulled up next to my car, got out, and pulled me into her arms right there in the Covenant Christian Publishing parking lot. I cried into her shoulder while she held me. "Let's get you home," she finally said. "You can pick up your car later. Come on." I got in her car with my pathetic box of belongings and let her drive me back to her studio apartment. Our studio apartment, really, though I was still paying rent on my own place across town. A place I suddenly couldn't afford. That night, lying in bed while Lauren slept next to me, I did the math. I had about $3,000 in savings. My rent was $1,400 a month. My car payment was $300. Insurance, utilities, phone bill, I could maybe make it 2 months if I was extremely careful. Then I'd be broke. I'd have to break my lease. Move in with Lauren permanently. Hope I could find another job quickly. Hope that Covenant didn't trash my reputation so badly that no one else would hire me. I pulled out my phone and looked at my call history. Found Megan's number. Stared at it for a long time. Then I called. She answered on the second ring. "Ashley. I was hoping you'd call. You did it. You actually called my boss and got me fired." I did what I had to do. What was right? They deserved to know the truth about who they'd hired. The truth? The truth is I was an excellent employee. The truth is I did my job well for 3 years. The truth is my personal life had nothing to do with my work. That's the truth, Megan. You were living a lie. No. You just ended my career with one phone call. You cost me my job, my health insurance, my apartment. You destroyed my life because you couldn't mind your own business. I had a Christian duty. You had a duty as my sister. To support me. To protect me. Not to weaponize my sexuality against me. I was protecting them from you. From your deception. I hope you're proud of yourself. I hope it feels good, being so righteous. So morally superior. Because you just ruined my life, and you don't even care. Someday you'll understand I did this for your own good. I hung up. Blocked her number immediately. Blocked her on social media. Blocked her email. Cut her out of my life completely. Then I called my parents. My mother answered. "Ashley, sweetie, we heard what happened. Megan called us." Of course she did. "Honey, we know you're upset, but maybe this is for the best. Maybe this is God's way of getting your attention. Making you reconsider your lifestyle." "Mom, I'm gay. That's not going to change." And Megan deliberately called my employer to get me fired. She sabotaged my career on purpose. How can you possibly think that's okay? She was trying to help. She was following her conscience. By destroying my life? My father got on the phone. "Ashley, you were the one living dishonestly. Working at a Christian company while engaging in sinful behavior. Megan was just bringing the truth to light. So you support what she did?" "We support her following her faith and her principles." "Yes. Then I guess I know where you stand." I hung up on them too. Didn't block them, but didn't call back either. I was alone. My sister had betrayed me. My parents supported her. My job was gone. My savings wouldn't last long. My entire life in Nashville was unraveling. Lauren found me on the couch, staring at nothing. You okay? My family thinks Megan did the right thing. They think I deserve to get fired. She sat next to me and took my hand. Then they're wrong. And terrible. And you deserve better. I don't know what to do. I can't afford my apartment. I can't find another job if Covenant trashes my reputation. I'm stuck. Move in here. Officially. We'll make it work. And we'll find you another job. There are LGBTQ-friendly companies in Nashville. We'll figure this out. Your place is 450 square feet. So we'll be cozy. Come on. Let me help you. Let me be here for you. That's what people who actually love you do. I started crying again. But this time it wasn't from despair. It was from gratitude. Because at least I had one person on my side. One person who loved me without conditions. 2 weeks later, I moved out of my apartment and into Lauren's studio. All my belongings went into a storage unit because there was no room for them. I slept on an air mattress next to Lauren's bed until we could afford a bigger place. And I started applying for jobs. The rejections came fast. Every marketing position I applied for in Nashville's Christian business sector, publishing, music, nonprofit, came back with polite "we're going with another candidate" emails. Some didn't even bother with that. Just ghosted me. I knew why. Covenant was influential in Nashville's Christian business community. Word had spread. The lesbian who'd been fired for moral conflict was now toxic. No one wanted to touch me. I expanded my search to secular companies. Tech firms. Corporate marketing. Advertising agencies. Anything that wasn't explicitly Christian. I got an interview at a marketing agency in downtown Nashville. It went well. They liked my portfolio. Liked my experience. I thought I had a real shot. Then they called my references. Including Covenant, which was listed on my resume as my most recent employer. I didn't get the job. I called to ask why. The hiring manager was sympathetic but honest. We called Covenant. They said there were concerns about cultural fit and professionalism. They didn't elaborate, but it was clear they were warning us off. I'm sorry. We can't take that risk. Cultural fit. Professionalism. Code words for "she's gay" and we fired her for it. Covenant was actively sabotaging my job search. Not just refusing to give me a good reference, but actually warning potential employers away from me. 6 months. I was unemployed for 6 months. Living in Lauren's tiny studio, watching my savings disappear, unable to find work. Lauren was supporting both of us on her freelance income, which was barely enough. We ate ramen and pasta. Skipped meals sometimes. Couldn't afford to go out or do anything fun. The stress was crushing. I fell into a deep depression. Stopped applying for jobs because every rejection felt like proof that I was worthless. Stopped leaving the apartment because I couldn't bear to see the world moving on without me. Lauren insisted I see a therapist. We couldn't afford it, but she found someone who did sliding scale payments. $20 a session, which was still $20 we didn't have. But it helped. Dr. Sarah Mendez specialized in LGBTQ issues and trauma. She helped me understand that what Megan had done was a profound betrayal. That my family's response was abusive. That I had every right to be angry and hurt and lost. Your sister weaponized your sexuality against you, she said in one session. She used your identity to destroy your career. That's not just betrayal. That's violence. She thought she was doing the right thing. Intent doesn't matter when the impact is this devastating. She made a choice to hurt you. To prioritize her beliefs over your well-being. That's her responsibility, not yours. It helped to hear that. To have someone validate my anger instead of telling me to forgive and move on. In month 7, I finally got a job offer. A small LGBTQ nonprofit that provided resources for queer youth. They needed a marketing coordinator. The pay was $42,000 a year, a massive pay cut from my previous $68,000. But it was employment. Health insurance. A paycheck. I took it immediately. The organization was small but mighty. We did good work, helping LGBTQ kids find resources, support groups, mental health services. Being out at work was encouraged. Expected even. I didn't have to hide anymore. It was strange at first. After years of carefully maintaining a professional closet, suddenly I could talk about Lauren openly. Could mention my weekend plans without being vague. Could be myself. It should have felt liberating. And eventually it did. But first it just felt exhausting. Like I'd been holding my breath for so long that finally breathing again was painful. Slowly, painfully, life stabilized. Lauren and I saved enough to move to a bigger apartment. 600 square feet, which felt palatial after the studio. I got a promotion at the nonprofit. Marketing director. $55,000 a year. Not great, but better. We got engaged in 2019. Lauren proposed at the same brunch spot where she'd taken the Instagram photo that started everything. The irony wasn't lost on either of us. I know this place has bad associations, she said. But I want to reclaim it. I want to remember it as where I asked you to marry me, not where everything fell apart. I said yes. We got married in 2020, right before COVID hit. Courthouse ceremony, just us and 2 friends as witnesses. No family invited. My parents had reached out a few times over the years, awkward phone calls where they danced around the issue without ever actually apologizing. I kept them at arm's length. Megan, I never spoke to again. The marriage was small and simple, but it was ours. We went to dinner afterwards, just the 4 of us, at a nice restaurant we couldn't quite afford. It was perfect. Work continued to improve. In 2021, I left the nonprofit for a corporate marketing position at a healthcare company. $72,000 a year. Better benefits. Room for advancement. By 2024, I was a senior marketing manager making $85,000. Not quite back to where I'd been if I'd stayed at Covenant and gotten those promotions. Accounting for inflation and career progression, I should have been making close to $90,000 by now. But I was stable. Respected. Out at work and accepted. Lauren and I built a life. Not the life I'd imagined when I was climbing the ladder at Covenant, but a good life nonetheless. We had friends. Community. Each other. For 6 years, I had zero contact with Megan. Blocked on everything. When family asked if I'd talk to her, I said no. When my parents tried to facilitate reconciliation at holidays, I stayed home. I'd made my boundaries clear, Megan was dead to me. I thought about her sometimes. Wondered if she ever regretted what she'd done. Doubted it. People like Megan didn't regret being righteous. They doubled down. Convinced themselves they'd done the right thing. I'd built a life without her. Without my parents' full support. Without the career I'd worked so hard for. I'd survived. Thrived, even. And then, in February 2024, I opened Twitter and saw my sister's face going viral. Not for anything good. Someone had dug up her old tweets. Posts from 2015 through 2018, right around the time she'd outed me to Covenant. And they were vicious. The gay agenda is destroying America one child at a time. Homosexuality is both a sin and a mental illness. We need to stop normalizing it. Pride parades are just public displays of perversion. They're grooming our children. If you support same-sex marriage, you support the destruction of the biblical family. Dozens of them. Screenshots compiled into a thread by someone who'd clearly done their research. And at the bottom of the thread, her current information. Her real estate agent profile. Her brokerage. Her phone number. The thread had 50,000 retweets. 100,000 likes. The quote tweets were brutal. "This woman sells houses? Who would trust someone with these views? Imagine being a gay couple looking for a home and getting assigned this realtor. Her brokerage is at Nashville Homes Realty. Are you aware of your agent's bigotry?" I sat there staring at my phone, reading through the thread over and over. These were tweets from exactly when she'd destroyed my life. When she'd called my employer and gotten me fired. This was what she really thought about people like me. Lauren came over to the couch. "You okay? You look like you've seen a ghost." I showed her the thread. Watched her read through it, her expression getting harder with each tweet. "Holy shit. Yeah. This is from when she outed you." "I know. Ashley, this is going viral. Like, really viral. Her real estate career is about to implode." I refreshed Twitter. The thread now had 70,000 retweets. Megan's brokerage had been tagged hundreds of times. People were calling, emailing, demanding she be fired. And all I felt was satisfaction. Cold, clear, absolute satisfaction. "Good," I said. Lauren looked at me. "Good. She destroyed my career with one phone call. Now the internet's destroying hers." "Yeah. Good. She deserves this." "You really feel that way? After everything she did to me? After 6 years of rebuilding my life from nothing?" "Yeah, I really feel that way." I watched Megan's cancellation unfold in real time over the next week. It was fascinating and terrible and satisfying all at once. First, her clients started canceling. 3 pending real estate deals fell through. $90,000 in commissions, gone. People posted about it publicly. Just fired my realtor after seeing her homophobic tweets. Can't support bigotry. Then her brokerage got involved. The owner, Derek Hansen, released a statement. "We're aware of concerning social media posts by one of our agents. We're investigating and will take appropriate action." Megan tried to apologize. Posted a thread on Twitter. "I want to address some old tweets that have resurfaced. Those posts don't reflect who I am today. I've grown and learned so much since then. I apologize to anyone I hurt. It made things worse." The quote tweets were merciless. "I've grown equals I got caught." These tweets are from 2018. 6 years ago isn't ancient history. You're only sorry because it's affecting your career. She was right about that last one. Megan wasn't sorry for what she'd said. She was sorry she was facing consequences. 2 days after the thread went viral, Derek Hansen made another statement. "After careful consideration, we've accepted Megan Clark Williams' resignation. Her views don't align with our company values of inclusivity and respect." She'd been fired. Just like I had been. For her beliefs. For her publicly stated views about LGBTQ people. The irony was so perfect it almost seemed fictional. I showed Lauren the statement. "How do you feel?" she asked. "Like the universe just delivered justice. Are you going to reach out to her?" "Why would I do that?" "I don't know. Closure? Reconciliation?" "I have closure. And I don't want reconciliation. I want her to feel exactly what she put me through. And now she is." My phone rang that evening. Unknown number, Nashville area code. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. "Ashley?" Megan's voice, shaking and tearful. "Please don't hang up. Please." I said nothing. "I need your help. I'm being cancelled. They found my old tweets. I lost 3 clients. I lost my job. everything's falling apart. And I thought, you know about this. You went through cancel culture. You can tell me how to fight it. How to fix this. Please. I started laughing. Couldn't help it. The audacity. The sheer fucking audacity. Why are you laughing? Megan asked, sounding hurt. Because this is the most ironic thing I've ever experienced. You're calling me for advice on being cancelled? You went through something similar. Similar? Megan, let me refresh your memory. 6 years ago, you deliberately called my employer. You outed me as gay to a conservative Christian publishing company. You knew exactly what would happen, and you did it anyway. You got me fired. You destroyed my career. You cost me my apartment, my savings, my entire life. And when I called you crying and begging you to understand what you'd done, you told me you were following your Christian duty. Remember that? Silence on the other end. Now you're being cancelled. Losing clients. Losing your job. Losing your reputation. And you want my help? You want me to teach you how to survive what you deliberately put me through? That was different. How? How was it different? I was trying to do the right thing. I was following my conscience. And the people canceling you think they're doing the right thing too. They're holding you accountable for hateful things you said. For beliefs that hurt people. Just like you held me accountable for being gay. Please, Ashley. I'm your sister. I need you. You stopped being my sister 6 years ago. When you made that phone call. When you chose your righteousness over my well-being. When you destroyed my life and felt good about it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I was wrong. I see that now. You see it now. Because it's affecting you now. You weren't sorry 6 years ago. You weren't sorry last year. You weren't sorry until your own career imploded. That's not real remorse, Megan. That's just fear. I'm losing everything. Good. Now you know how it feels. Now you understand what you did to me. Enjoy it, Megan. I know I am. I hung up. My hands were shaking, but not from fear or sadness. From satisfaction. From the pure, crystalline clarity of justice finally being served. Lauren was watching me from across the room. That was harsh. She deserved harsh. She deserved exactly what I gave her. No argument here. I'm just checking that you're okay. I'm better than okay. I'm vindicated. For 6 years I've been rebuilding from what she did. Now she gets to do the same thing. And I'm not helping her. Not one bit. My phone started buzzing with texts. Megan, from the same unknown number. Please answer. I need help. I'm sorry for everything. I made a mistake. Please don't abandon me. I'm your sister. They're destroying me. Make it stop. 53 texts over the next 3 days. I read them all. Didn't respond to a single one. Just watched her desperation escalate. Then I blocked the number. My parents called. I actually answered that one. Ashley, Megan needs your help, my mother said without preamble. I know. She called me. And I told her to enjoy being cancelled. That she cancelled me first. And I hung up. That's cruel, Ashley. She's your sister. She's losing everything. She cost me everything 6 years ago, Mom. Where was your concern then? We thought she was doing the right thing. And now you don't? Now that it's hurting her, suddenly you see it was wrong? We just want our family to heal. Then Megan should have thought about that before she destroyed my career. This is her consequence. Not mine. I'm not fixing it for her. I hung up on them too. Blocked their numbers for the first time. I was done. Completely done. Over the next few months, I watched Megan's life unravel through the same social media channels that had destroyed mine. She couldn't find work in real estate. Her reputation was permanently damaged. She moved back in with our parents. Her income disappeared. Everything I'd gone through, she was going through now. The financial stress. The unemployment. The desperation. The feeling of being erased from your industry. And I felt no guilt about it. No desire to help. Just satisfaction. She'd cancelled me when it was convenient for her conscience. When it made her feel morally superior. When it served her rigid beliefs. Now she was cancelled for those same beliefs. And she hated it. Wanted it to stop. Wanted someone to save her. But I wasn't that someone. I was the sister she'd betrayed. The career she'd ended. The life she'd destroyed. She could figure this out herself. The same way I had to. Alone. Without family support. Without help. Without grace. That was justice. That was karma. That was what she'd earned. And I slept perfectly well at night knowing she was finally experiencing exactly what she'd put me through. She wanted me cancelled. Now she was cancelled. Enjoy it, Megan. I am.